Let's get started with the question that I think is the easiest, but usually is the hardest to answer, which is how did you get started in your writing career?
So I have been writing since I was in elementary school. I have a very specific memory of writing a short story that involved like a little Debbie pecan pie. I don't remember anything else about it, but I know that a little Debbie pecan pie was in there, which makes me giggle. So I have literally been writing almost since I can remember. And then I went to college as an English major and took a creative writing class because I thought, why not? And without me knowing, the professor actually submitted a short story of mine to the college's, um, like, you know, like their journal, their literary journal, and they picked it up. And this was quite literally when email was still very new, which kind of tells you how old I am.
I
And so
remember
I
those
didn't even
days.
yeah, so it's not like I was checking email. I didn't know how to check my campus email. And so the next thing I know, I get it in the mail and I was like, oh, look at that. So maybe I can do this whole writing thing. So that's how it all started.
So, what made you want to then become an author and write romance books?
So I didn't start out wanting to write romance books. My goal actually was to be an editor in like a big publishing house. But when I graduated college, I was I grew up in Memphis and also in Knoxville, Tennessee. So not a small town girl, but still the thought of moving to Manhattan sort of scared me. So I thought San Francisco sounds good. And I went there instead and got a job at a really tiny, or got an internship at a tiny publisher, did not land a job at a publishing house, and eventually just was like, well, I guess I'm not going to be an editor after all. And so I just started writing fiction. And over time, I wrote women's fiction, historical fiction, middle grade fiction, which is fiction for 8 to 12-year-olds. And then I got a Rebecca Yarros book in like a book box, and it wasn't, one of her fantasies, it was one of her contemporaries. And I thought, this is what romance can be. And I just started inhaling them, like inhaling them. And I looked at my husband and I said, I think I can write this. And he goes, babe, I told you to write romance 10 years ago. Um, and I just looked at him. I was like, you did not. He said, oh, I definitely did. He swears he did. I'm not sure. But the second I turned to writing romance, I mean, it just everything clicked, and I thought that no, this is the way to go.